Okay. Now we found Mary Foster. This is
What the E stand for, do you remember?
Evans.
Is that her maiden name?
No, her maiden name was Lot.
Oh, what? I heard you talk about that, I think.
This is Mom's great-grandmother that was nutty,
Yeah,
but wrote a book.
yeah, and I have it.
No, I have it.
I had it.
No, you might have a copy too.
Oh, the flowers didn't stick.
She had a sister named Antoinette. So the two sisters were Mary and Antoinette. Kind of like Marie.
Yes. Wow.
I remember Pawpaw saying that, or Mamaw saying she was an only child,
Yeah.
but on that video, but she did have a sister. So maybe they just didn't know her family. But her parents were Arthur and Virginia Lot in Goliad.
I remember the Lot family. Seems like there was on the way. When we would go into town on the big Saturday shop day,
Mm-hmm.
and they lived on the corner. If you got onto the main highway,
Really?
I think that was the house.
Now, who was buried where we were coming back, I guess, from Oklahoma? What's that small town in central Texas that we stopped that big, huge cemetery?
In Mineral Wells?
Probably so. Who was buried there?
That was Pawpaw's aunt. So Maurice or Morris Wood, Mom's granddaddy, one of his siblings. Her name was Rachel, because there were 5 siblings, and
One girl?
there were actually 2.
Oh, 2, okay.
And I can't find anything about the oldest one. I don't know if she just died young before or not young, but I know she at least made it to early adulthood, like in her 20s, but I can't find where she ever married. But the 4 older siblings all went to go live with the Armstrong family in Weimar. That was their mother's family. And I have no idea. Well, actually, Rachel and Pawpaw's dad both came to Goliad to live with the Simons, Elizabeth Simons.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Rachel was being a little bit older. I think Pawpaw's dad was only 3 when he came to live with them. And Rachel was probably 5, maybe 6. And I don't know if she just remembered her family more so than Pawpaw's dad, and she was extremely homesick for her siblings, I guess, and so she went to live with the other 3 in Weimar, and so they all grew apart, never even knew each other.
Yeah.
Now, in that video, Burr made the statement that we were related to the Simons. Were they actually really related
Yes.
to them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does go way up, but that's going back to the days up in Canada,
Okay.
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
And there was actually 3 families, the Simons family and the Wood family, both married, 2 members of those families both married sisters of the Thomas family. And that's the connection. So, they were all anyway, so you throw the Thomas family in there, and all 3 of them, but since they were the female line, the Thomas name disappeared, and so all you see is the Wood and Simons, but they were related all the way down, but just the connection went that far back up, so it was pretty distant.
Yeah, I know. I remember being a little girl and going Christmas Eve, I guess, to the Simons family house. They weren't far
from what I can tell, so Papa's dad grew up with Elizabeth Simons, but she had her own children, and one of them was Thomas Archer. I don't know if they just called him TA. I don't know. Anyway, but they were from Beeville, or that's where he settled, I guess, when he was one of the earlier pioneers of Beeville. But they were basically grew up like siblings, because he was just like the adopted sibling, and so all of Thomas Archer Simons's descendants would have been closer in age to his kids would have been the same age as Papa's, so they would have been like cousins.
Wow. Yeah, cousins is what they said. They didn't go into detail.
Yeah. Well, we're going to King's Inn next. Whoever's listening on our video, we're cutting it off.